Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpacktrader training room for Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not to be considered individual financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. All right, done with that for today. Crude with a short setup currently. We are still in our 9 a.m. session. Only trade so far has been this long at 9:10:38. That would have gone for a full loss of a 14 tick risk, so we're down 28. The short trade just canceled. And we'll see where we go from there. All right. YM has stopped out of pre-market trade, short trade, so we'll look for a new setup there when the market opens in less than a minute. And we have a get in sync on soybeans. Pound Aussie, that trade was too early, went too far, so we're looking for a new trade there as well. Also, we'll be looking for a new trade on the micro Russell. Oh, I know what I need to find. There we are. Unleaded gas. And we have a long trade that goes, oh, did that get to target 2? That looks like it's very close. Yeah, that hit target 2 on the nose. So that's a one and done session. First trade of the morning at 8 minutes after, plenty of time to get into it, and a small trailer. Soybeans triggering into the short. Looking for a second trade of the morning on crude. April contract there, April on unleaded. Soybeans is very close to rolling over to the May contract. Volume is still on the March contract, but it's pretty close to a volume split right at the moment. A short trade on crude. And a stop and reverse on soybeans, 88 and a quarter, and we did hit that just now. So we would be in the long trade. Crude trade getting some legs there, getting close to money management. Okay, soybeans is long. Unleaded is done, so we'll go back to micro NQ. And we are still 10 seconds from being in our session. In the session, and then we just hit the entry. So we should be in this short. Still in the crude short. The YM picked up a long trade that I wasn't watching and went. It looks like plenty of time, several chances to get into it, so definitely in the trade. And that's going to be a winning trade, a solid winning trade. 34 points to target one, and we're already trailing at 679 from the entry at 626, so we're already 53 points on the trailer. Pound Aussie continues upward. Now it looks like an avoidable short on the micro Russell. Then a long trade that went to target 3 before coming back for a break-even stop out. One tick. So that is win number 1. And we get a break-even trade on the micro NQ. Hitting money management, coming back for the 1 tick break-even. And the YM stopping out on the trailer at 698. Whoops, 699. From 626, 73 ticks on the trailer, 34 ticks on target, 107 ticks. $535, 2 positions, a single contract each. Soybeans, stop and reverse to short at 85.20, 85 and a quarter. Doesn't, well, let's see, did it just hit it? Nope. There's 85 and a, that's the quarter. That's a small trade. I'd like to get that around the 50, but they're just, as small a trade as that is, I don't see where we can do that. And there is the entry. So back to short on soybeans. YM is done. Break even trade on the Russell, so 1 win, 1 break even. Lots of movement. Crude still in that second trade. Potential long trade on the micro Russell. Trade is good until we get a crossover. And we did trigger short on soybeans, so that means we're going to be at 83 3/4. So target 2 is our money management. Short trade on the micro Russell cancels the long. Pound Aussie going through target 4 on the early trade. Crude making target 1. Russell's triggering into the short, setting new session lows. And the micro NQ is running down to session lows as well. See if crude is going to push down significantly through the 200 EMA. So we're down 28. So target 1 gave us 16. So we're down 12. We're at 78.11 from 14. So we've got 3 ticks on the trailer so far. We'll need more. And the Russell stopping out for another break even, setting up a long trade, but that is about to cancel, and we're going to get a new short trade. It looks like long trade on the micro NQ. After a fairly significant down move. Soybeans with 2 stop and reverse losses so far currently in a small short, and there is our short on the micro Russell. Long trade does cancel. Money management. Did we get 3 ticks below? Our low is at 0.75. Nope, we need one more tick. I know. We got our money management. Now let's see. We were at 0.75. Yeah, we got our 14 ticks. And I suspect that we did I think we did an intra-bar stop on that one, because it hit money management, then went up, and then we just stopped out intra-bar. Stopped out anyway on the break even. So win and 3 break evens so far. Still no entry on the micro NQ. And still in the short on the crude oil chart. Stop still at 78.11. So short on soybeans. Short on crude. Long setup on the micro NQ. Flat on the micro Russell. YM is done, and no trades yet on the pound Aussie. Still in that pre-market, or in that early trade before our start time on the pound Aussie. And it looks like we just triggered into the micro NQ long trade. We have a potential stop and reverse on soybeans at 88.25 again. So our money management on that trade won't be affected. It's big enough as is. And stopping out on crude and transitioning to long. Crude stopped out at 78.08. That's 6 ticks. So we're down 6 with this final trade. Obviously, target 1 of 12 ticks will get us positive. Calculator is not tracking this micro NQ trade because it actually touched the stop and the entry on the same bar. Looked to me like it hit the stop before it hit the entry, but we can take a look at that. Makes no difference. We now come back to take the full stop if we're in it. We'll go back and look at it, but we're now short. And there's money management. And crude taking some heat in the long trade now. Getting close to target 2. That's an actionable target on the micro NQ. 541.25. And we've gotten as low as 43.5. So needing about 9 more ticks, but it's pushing up to the top of that bar. See if it can get one more downward push. Soybeans still in the short, but with a stop and reverse long potential. Please do say hello in the comments. Or in the chat. A messy price action on crude right now. Looking like we're coming really close to a stop out. We may already have done that. 569.5. Nope, we got within a tick, but we still are surviving. All right, testing the 200 EMA on crude. And it looks like we may push through that and take another loss. That will end the session on a down note. We stopped out for break even on break-even stop out on the micro NQ, and a long trade entered. And crude did stop out, so that's a losing session. Loss of 18 tick risk, 36 tick loss, 42 ticks on the day. Or on the session. We got more sessions today. All right, still same. Actually, we're just a couple of minutes away from the 10 a.m. crude mini session. Crude hasn't pushed too far away from the 200 EMA. Looks like we just touched. That trade's big enough, I probably would have pushed that up another tick, since we did have the previous swing right to that point. So let's make that 88.5. Still, so survive the short. I didn't think about that. Watching too many charts. And since we'd already had one trade that ticked us in at that 88.25 level, also just one tick away from the stop on the trade, the short trade it's in. Make it go ahead and take out the stop. We'd still have a standard target one, minimum 6 tick target one. Short trade on the micro Russell just triggered in. Had plenty of time to get in that. Had a few seconds before I said anything about it. And looks like money, well, let's see. Yeah, we got not quite to money management yet. Need 14 ticks from the entry at 12.4, so 11 flat is our money management level. Right there, the blue line taking heat. And a full stop out of the micro NQ on the long, transitioning to short. Just beyond the stop out and already at money management. And crude back up to test the 50 EMA, 50 and 20 EMA, 50 EMA, 20 SMA. And the micro Russell surviving the brush with the stop, and there's money management. So we will at least get a break even out of this. I think this is our 6th trade. We've got 4 break evens and a win, something like that. And there is win number 2 with a target 3 win. Trailing now 12.1 or 2, 12.2. Scroll back. That was a break even, break even, break even. Okay, this is trade number 5. 3 break evens, 2 wins. So we will go to trade number 6. And we get a stop out at 12.2 on the micro Russell. One more trade available there. 10 a.m. crude session picks up a long trade, 78.11. Or a long setup anyway. And stopping out for a break even on the short side on the micro NQ. And trade number 6 on micro Russell is a long. No, we didn't trigger into any of those two longs. Long trade cancels on crude. Micro Russell, let's see, let's try to get, where's our 14 ticks? It's 12 at 14.8, so I need 15 flat. There's our money management level and a full stop out to close out. So 2 wins, 1 loss, 3 break evens, pretty much a break even session. Possibly even slightly negative. Okay, soybean still in the short. Crude looking for its first trade at 10 a.m. mini session. Micro Russell is done. The YM is done. Still no trades on the pound Aussie this morning. Still in that too early long. Micro NQ is flat. And that's where we are. Good morning, Robert. So the micro NQ is flat, soybeans is short, and crude is flat. Those are our, and the pound Aussie is flat. So 4 active charts. We have completed the day on 3. YM got it done this morning. A one and done session. Unleaded was a one and done session. Crude was a losing session on the 9 a.m. Now we're in the 10 a.m. And short set up the micro NQ. That's a full loss. So that's a second loss. Two. That was a break even. Yep. So break even. Possible full loss. That's a break even. Full two losses, 3 break evens so far. And that's actually that would be the 3rd loss, so that would end the session. So micro NQ is done with a kind of an up and down day. And we, after all of that, we get a target 1 or target 2. 2 positions coming off for 6 ticks apiece. And target 3 is right there on soybeans. 82 3/4. And that's exactly where we got to. So target, so 2 6-tick targets. And a 10-tick target. 22 ticks so far. And yeah, we're gonna have to trail this one manually. Yeah, 85 1/4 was our entry. So 85 flat is our that's just a tick below where the 50 is now. Much as I don't like doing it, I'd probably hide my stop around the 50 at 85.50. Leave a tick of risk on, even though the only position left is the trailer. Still no trades on crude. All right, we took 85 3/4 It's 88 and a quarter. So 2.5 points. So we're down 40 off of that one. $88.25 to $85.25 is 12 pips, or 12 ticks. Another 48, so we're down 88. So far we picked up 22 on this small trade. Stop. I've got the stop at 85.5. Technically, it ought to be at 85 flat, but I'm working around the 50 EMA. Yeah, I'm going to keep it at 85.50, 85.5. Just about to start trailing the balance. Actually, we are trailing the balance line now at 85.5. As the signal line's at 85.0. Give this just a little bit of room to develop around the 200 EMA. There is a long trade on crude. Push it up to 78 if you aren't already in it. No, it went to 77. All right, so let's see what we have now on. All right, 85 and a quarter would be the, so that's dead break even. And EMA's 85, essentially 85 flat. So yeah, I'll keep it there, 85 and a quarter. And we get a short on crude. Adjusted entry on the long never triggered in, so we get a short at 59. So short on crude. With the adjustment, the long was avoided. And Soybeans moving down. $63 would put it at 75, 80, 84 and a quarter. Okay, it came down again to 83 and a half. It looks like it's going to come down to 82 and 3/4 on the close of this bar. Yeah, it's not going to get over that, so 82 and 3/4. And the short on crude has triggered in. Still not sure it's going to push away from the 20. But it's giving it a shot. Stop and reverse at, it's going to be at 71. And the entry's at 67, so that's going to 69 plus key level is 71. And stopping out, no, it's that, so that stop and reverse comes off. We're still short. Yeah, a little bit muted this morning, probably day after a holiday. Holiday week, sometimes we'll do that. So we're actually still in the short on crude. Soybeans moving down some more. Let's see. $82 flat for the stop. Yeah, it probably wouldn't hurt to keep that 82 and 82 and a half, 82 and a quarter, 82 and a half, probably 82 and a half around the. Keep it, hide it behind the 200 EMA. So that's a 2-tick adjustment for the moment. Price getting down to the session open. 77 3/4 was the session open yesterday evening. Actually, that was the that was the session open Sunday evening, because Sunday evening opened for Tuesday trading with the holiday yesterday. Short session with noon halt yesterday, and picked back up at 1700 last night. Soybeans actually traded out of Chicago. So the correct timestamp would be Central. I'm running Eastern. And continuing to move down. Session low at 76 flat. Stop now at 80 and a quarter. And now we're well away from the We're now well away from the 50 EMA, so we can follow the balance line, or well away from the 200 EMA, so we can follow the balance line down now without worrying with that level. Alright, crude hitting targets 1 and targets 2 off of the short, our original short. So that does get us positive on that session. And assuming you did avoid the long with an adjustment around the 20 EMA or 20 SMA. So that picks up 14 and 22 on the targets for 36 ticks, and gets us right back to where we were before the last trade on the 9 a.m. session. So we're down 6 ticks on the day after 2 sessions. So essentially a break-even day. $79 3/4. Crude setting new session lows. And soybeans trade showing how important those adjustments can sometimes be on chart levels. The normal stop and reverse level would have been 88 and a quarter. We hit that exactly, but because of hitting it exactly just a few minutes earlier, I went ahead and said, let's adjust that to 88 and a half. And that kept us in the short to be in the position we're in now. And no news to drive things today either. All right, the soybeans trade is the only thing left going. All of our other charts are complete. I'm going to step away just a moment. I'll be right back. All right. $79 and a quarter, and the high of that bar is 78. So yeah, we're in good shape. right, regular session tomorrow morning at 9:30. No crude oil inventory session tomorrow. That is going to be Thursday at 11 this week. There's a new short on soybeans, and it did push down 78.5. Alright, so let's see. Our entry on this trade was, let's come back and set that entry again. Yeah, 85.25. So we go 85.25. We're now at 78.5. So we're just we're 6 3/4 points on the trailer, and we were down 40 and 48. We're down 84, 80, or I'm sorry, 88. We picked up 22 on the targets. And we're almost at 28, so we're at 27. $77 3/4 now, exactly the session open. So that's a takeaway from 8 points now. That'll be 32, 54. We're still going to be negative, most likely. Unless this continues down. Still 77 3/4. All right, just waiting for that trade to finish out. Very close to a stop out on the pound Aussie, but not yet. 283. Now that is a trade we're not participating in because it was before our start time. Alright, things moving really slowly. It's getting 10 minutes till 11, so I'm going to, that being the only chart that's still going anyway, unless there are questions, I'm going to call it a morning. Questions or comments in the chat? Well, you're quite welcome, Robert. Everyone have a wonderful afternoon, and we will see you again tomorrow morning at 9:30. You too, Robert.